I think one of the greatest mistakes that Satan has played on men and women today, he got them looking for one another. Women are looking for men, men are looking for women, to the point they even go online and find one another. Can you know you're weak when you got to get a date from the internet?
People do that. It's pretty common.
I know, but weak people.
No, it's just really efficient.
So
it's just really it's really efficient, you know, meet so many people.
No, but everybody you meet on the internet is the wrong person.
Well, internet is just people. You meet them in real life, they could be, I mean, it doesn't matter you met them on the internet. People are people.
The internet is like going on the internet looking for a house, you know? And most of the time, not all the time, the people on the internet not the real deal anyway. They're all pretending. But the way that your Father, your Creator, want you to do it, He just wants you to live your daily life, doing what's in front of you to do, and He'll add unto you. He'll add your wife, He'll add your husband, He'll add your children, and when He gives you a wife, it'll be the right one. But if you're out there looking for one in your fallen state because you don't have faith in God, you're going to always get the wrong one. Always. Even if you're not on the internet, but you're at the club, or you're at church, or you're somewhere looking for a woman, or a man looking for a woman looking for a man, because you don't have no business looking for that. It says that God doesn't know, your Father doesn't know what you want, so He left you out there to find your own stuff. And then the devil, your father, the devil, will have these people dressed up to look like that's what you want. They'll look like, and you're like, oh, this is it. And whether you're a man or a woman, you think, wow, thank you, God. And then you hook up with the person, you're like, oh, God, I was wrong, or you hate me. But when I was growing up, we didn't have internet. We met people, and we got to know them. And then we see if that's what we want. You don't need to be, the only thing we should hunger and thirst after is righteousness. That's all. Everything else would be added. And now we got human beings looking for human beings on the line. Don't you have to pay to go online to get a date? Yes. Because it's not free, right? You have to pay.
You can pay for the premium membership, which I do.
You have to pay under what?
Yeah, I pay for the premium membership, but you don't have to do that. But I do.
Wow, the premium, that's like riding on the airplane. And you pay the premium, or you just pay as you go?
I'm old. I'm kind of old school like you. I meet people in person, and you have to meet a woman and catch her quirks, meet her parents.
So you don't go online today?
No.
Well, how you know it costs $10?
Because everyone knows. It's just common knowledge now for the internet age. So the hook they do is they put you out there. They give you like credits or tokens. Like you could contact 1 or 2 people, but then like, oh, you want to send them a message, you got to pay $20. So I always advise people against it. I'm like, dude, you don't even know if that's really a girl. It could be some guy trolling.
Especially nowadays.
Dude, Tinder is totally free.
No, Tinder is free. Amazing. Yes, sir.
Yes, I met my wife on a Christian dating site.
Oh, God.
We met and...
on a Christian dating site.
And now we're married and happily married, and there are good people out there that just don't have the time to get out and meet people at various places. We actually...
That doesn't make sense to me.
We actually talked...
You got time to eat?
On the phone, and emailed and got to know each other for a while, and then we finally met, and we connected as much as we thought we would, and now we're married. So it does work, and there is hope for people out there that don't want to go to a club or don't have... or don't meet people in church.
But you shouldn't be going to club or church looking for a woman or man.
Or various other places. Online is a very popular tool now to meet somebody, and you can kind of add your criteria for the type of people you're looking for, and hopefully you're not in a catfish situation where they're not who they say they are. But, you know, in our case, it worked.
And so how long have you been married?
It's going to be a year next month.
And you say you're happily married?
We are.
And it hasn't been a year yet?
It'll be a year in July.
And define happily married. What do you mean by that?
Well, we love each other more every day, and we don't fight, and we pretty much agree on all the basic things and what our future, what we want that to be, and we both go to church and love God, so we have that Lord. In our marriage, and we're
when
going to
you
pass
say
it on.
Love each other more each day, what do you mean by that?
Well, you just get to appreciate the person more every day. When you wake up, you're just so happy that they're in your life. And I think Christ only strengthens that. So
that sounds so nice, huh?
Well, I'm just saying that,
Raw.
that you're not doing the devil's work if you're online.
I can't believe the liberals backing me up.
Let me just, I want to respond to that in a minute, but Rachel want to respond. Yes, Rachel.
I just think that the people that go on the line looking for a date, they're pretty desperate.
It is.
Because you meet people all the time out in the street and all over, and you have a better chance of meeting the right person, instead of going looking for him.
That's right. It'll happen naturally. It really will. There's a whole lot of folks walking the streets. Homeless people. Brendan, what do you think about what Jamie said? Did you meet Ed online?
Yes.
Oh my God. I didn't know that.
I don't tell anybody.
Had I known that at the wedding, I would have said, this is an online.
No, you wouldn't. You never would have said that. You wouldn't have been there.
Oh, God.
I'd have walked you out before you got out of your mouth.
That's amazing. So what do you think about what he said in online dating and all that?
I think that what he said is generally, I think what he said is true. I think that there are a lot of people that are desperate and unfortunately, there are a lot of people misrepresenting themselves. But I do think that it's hard, the way we live our lives, to, I totally believe what you're saying, that if you allow God to put somebody in your life, He will.
Yeah.
But I think we become impatient.
Yes.
And think that it's just not happening in our time frame.
That's right.
But it was interesting because I remember that I had decided that online was crap and I wasn't going to do it anymore. And Ed popped up on kind of out of nowhere.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I've known Ed 20-something years. He doesn't look like he would go online.
I know.
Wow.
And you wouldn't think he thought he needed to. And you wouldn't think I thought I needed to.
Right.
So it's kind of like a fluke, but it happened.
Yes.
But you're right. It is pretty wacky. There's a lot of weirdness out there.
Put your head down, boy. I see it. It's all in my way. Ed, what made you go online?
What do you
Lord
think?
have mercy.
What do you think made
It's
me
like
go
I
on?
just found out that my best friend stole some money. You never did tell me that. What made you go online?
What made me?
A tall, handsome white man
usual thing.
with a
What does
job
anybody? I was going shopping, man. I mean,
for a woman.
for women. I mean, no. You're out there. Hey, I want to meet somebody, and it was part of the thing. It was just something I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know the reason that. One thing that Jamie said is that he and his wife of almost a year now, that they're starting to, his love is growing more and more every day. Am I saying that right?
You are.
Yeah. And another thing, I just realized, the reason that you go online looking for a date, you ever done it, Amar? I'm going to ask you 3 times. One more. No, he's saying no, folks. He's shaking his head. It's because that void that they have has not been fulfilled by returning to the Father. And in that emptiness, your father, the devil, tells you what you need and what you want. oh, you need a woman, or you need a man, or you need this, or you need that. So you go on the search looking for it, not believing that the Father's going to give it to you because you have not returned to him. That's why they do it. They're trying to fulfill that void with something else, and it doesn't work. It does not work, because even if you got a mate, husband or wife online, that void is still going to be there. But if you didn't have that emptiness, then you could wait on the Father to add, because you know that he's going to add it if that's what he desires for you, right? And so you have the know-how to just live your life, and whatever he's going to add, he adds it as you move through life and as you need it. And when he gives it to you, it's everlasting, it works. But that void got people looking online and everything else, and then they excuse why they're looking online. That's what it is. Let me take Jamie first, and then I'll come back. Yes?
Yeah, for the record, I've met plenty of the wrong people in real life, not online.
Yes, you can do that.
When I met my wife. So you don't need to attest to that. But you know, so I had looked in my day-to-day life and had been in a lot of relationships up until now, and then this was the only one that we were perfect for each other. All the other ones went south at some point, and it was probably good for them as it was for me that happened, because it wasn't right. So
right.
You know, this was a time where it actually worked where it didn't work in real life, and I didn't know how much longer I was supposed to wait.
Okay.
Not a spring chicken.
One thing I want to say about your love growing is that love don't grow. Love is. It does not grow. Like the sunshine doesn't grow. The sun, you know, it is. And so when you return to the Father, love is. And so when you meet someone in that fallen state, it feels like when you come together, it feels like the love is growing, 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 growing. Everybody all excited. Oh, this is the right one. And then after a while, it started going downhill. Well, I'm happy he's happy, but it's the wrong love. That if you think it's growing, it's not the love that's everlasting. Now, you may grow into that, you know, once you go through hell with her, and you will, but maybe you'll be strong enough to get the real love. You know what I'm saying? Because you need that fallen state love anyway to come together as a man and woman. You need that. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be attracted to her, because you don't have a need. The void is fulfilled. You've been made whole. But in that fallen state, that's how men and women come together. Because it's a false illusion, but it's so that you can make babies. And so once you have all your babies, then you stop having sex and overcome that and become the man and the woman of God.